I'm Beth the Builder, and yeah, I know, I'm not filming in my workspace because I had to seal a wood project, and then I did that, and I was like, wait, I need to film something else, but I can't now be in that space because it smells terrible, and I guess being pregnant, you should think about those things for sure. So, I'm filming in my porch, it's raining outside, but I kind of like it, so it gives it some ambiance. So, what are we doing today? Well, guess what? I've already done it, but watch me do it, okay? I'm building a chicken coop because we're getting chickens. I'm pumped. It's gonna be great. Eggs for free. So, I have scavenged some materials. I've bought some materials. I know, pretty weird. But sometimes you just can't completely get away with building something like this from scrap wood. Sometimes you need things that actually are square. Well, you could get away with all scrap wood, but I think then you would want to rip everything down to size, and that's where then having like a table saw would really come in handy. So I can chop boards until the end of time, but making things certain widths is really easier if you have a table saw, which I do not have yet. Okay, we're coming for you, table saw. You can buy a chicken coop for sure, okay? And they're like 2x2, okay? They're teeny tiny, and you're gonna spend minimum like $200 for something that's really not all that great, okay? In my opinion. So there's one here in town at a hardware store, and it's like $500. $500. You know how much wood and materials I could buy for $500? I could build all kinds of shit, okay? We've scavenged some pallets. I've scavenged some paneling type stuff for an interior and for a floor. And then the things I bought are gonna be like roofing, because you want it to be waterproof, and basically 1x4s, just basic structural things to seal it up and make it, the outside of it, look like something. I didn't end up buying plywood because, first of all, it's expensive, and I really wanted this engineered paneling, which is for like sheds and coops and barns and shit. One, I'm pregnant and I can't haul that shit by myself. Two, it's just as expensive as plywood, although the engineered paneling is better. And then three, my mom was like, I got some plywood, just you can have it, okay? And I was like, oh, that just saved me $40. I also didn't have to buy legs, okay? Because you want it to be kind of up off the ground, just especially where I live with rain and snow and stuff. And also like predators, so you can keep them up away from like certain types of predators. But really that's where like a door comes in handy. A door, okay? But for my legs, I wanted like a 4x4, and my mom said, I also have one of those. And that saved me like $50 because an 8-foot, even a 4-foot 4x4 is like at least $40, if not like 60 or 70. So saved me some money, which I'm really, really pleased about. So in grand total, this project, because it's finished now, okay, I'll show it to you, cost me under $100 probably, with all the bedding and feed and the actual chicks themselves, and then feeders and a couple odds and ends like that. I'm under 130, which is pretty good for all told setup. I also got fencing in that, okay? So all set up, under $140 is sitting like pretty. That's what we're doing. I have it all finished, but I never recorded an intro because I do things out of order now, because the days that I can, well, where it's not raining and I can get to a project, I am not focused on like recording an intro or an outro. I'm like, I gotta go do this project. So that's what we did. I'll go out in the rain now and show you the finished thing, and we'll kind of discuss that. But watch me build this thing. Woo! Chickens! So it's been raining for like a week straight or something like that. I don't know. It's been very dreary, and maybe tomorrow it's not supposed to rain, but I'm ready to do it now, so we're just gonna like go for it. So I built my chicken coop. Look at here. Sorry, there's a bench in the way. It's so rainy. I don't want to move it. So this is not the permanent location. Here's a word of the wise. When you build something that's really heavy and you're 6 months pregnant, probably build it, or at least finish it, in the place that you actually want it, so that you don't have to maybe move like a 200-pound thing. Obviously, I'm not going to be moving it, okay? Let's be real here. I want to. It's kind of hurting my ego to not be able to carry and lift things and be a badass, but sacrifices. It's okay. People do things for me, which is nice. So, word of the wise, this should have been over there. So I got to get some people here to help move this fucking beast of a chicken coop, because it's made up of, you know, 5 whole pallets, some paneling, and then a bunch of 1x4s, plus the legs, which are 4x4s. That's not like, that's solid 4x4 wood. So it weighs a lot. And even if I wasn't pregnant, I don't think I could carry it just with my husband. I don't think we'd be doing it. I think it would be too much. So here it sits. I put fencing around it. Again, I said that I spent probably under, with everything all told, under $130. So pretty good, right? I'm pretty fucking pleased. So, but that's my one thing that I could have done better, which was to build it where it should have been. The next thing I'm going to build, that you'll at least see pictures of, is a chicken run. So I'm gonna use pallets again, because I can get that shit for free, and what's better than free wood, and then use my chicken wire and staple it around it and then cover it. This has some netting on it that's to keep like birds off of trees and stuff, and then also you can use it for like aviaries. And my chickens are not full grown yet, so they're not like fully flapping around birds, plus it's been raining and they haven't been outside really at all. So it also keeps birds away from your chickens from eating their food and harassing them, as well as like predators. I don't think that's such a problem here in town. Maybe cats would like get interested if my birds were gonna stay smaller, like guineas, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. We don't have like wild dogs or weasels or foxes in town, so I think it's gonna be okay. Mostly, I just want to keep them in their pen, because I live by roads. I don't want them to get hit by cars. I don't want them to escape and then have to like chase chickens around. That doesn't sound like fun. Oh boy, it's raining so much. So we just got them yesterday, finished the fencing. Ooh, they're maybe thinking about coming outside. Even though it's raining, I don't know why they want to be outside right now, but they're thinking about it. Nope, they're going back inside. I do plan on painting it, because some of the wood was from a garage sale. So it says garage, and there's a G on the front. Like, what does that mean? So I'll paint it with exterior paint. Don't use interior paint for outside. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna have to repaint shit. It's a bummer. I got a chicken run that I will make that won't look so janky. This looks a little janky, which I don't love, but it's temporary. Okay, we'll get there. So I don't have a legit chicken coop door yet, because I just haven't gotten there. So when you build something big like this, or you only have like so many hours you can devote to it, I like to do things in stages. Actually, I don't like to do things in stages. I like to do it all at once. But when you're 6 months pregnant and you're working and you have other shit to do, that's kind of what you gotta be patient. You gotta pump the brakes, which I'm bad at, okay? Basically, this is stage 1, and then stage 2 will be moving it. I'll paint it, and I'll figure out, I think this side right here you can see will be the side the chicken coop door will be on. And then I want to put more roosts in at a kind of an angle in a corner. I think they'll like that. I also have plans to build them a little swing and some kind of like entertainment type stuff, because I want my chickens to have like a great life. Okay, I want them to enjoy their chicken home. Something I think is really underutilized in building things for livestock or poultry or pets in general, especially pets that live outside, is using like things you just find out in the wilderness, like sticks. So I use that to make little steps for my coop little ramp. I have one roost in there, but I'm gonna use it for multiple roosts. Just big old thick sticks that I'll angle cut and then put in the corners. I think it'll be really cute, and I feel like that's a lot easier for them to grip anyway, because it's got bark on it. And that's where they'd be sitting anyways, in fucking trees or whatever. Also, if you're gonna be scavenging wood and things, look for old furniture, because you can reclaim that shit or reuse it. Oh my God. And I used a bunch of old dresser drawers from a janky dresser for my nesting boxes. So there was 2 of each, 2 that were small and then 2 that were really big. And I used them for a top and a bottom. And then the small one, the same thing for a top and a bottom. And then it makes like a little like enclosed space. And they seem to like it. They've been sitting in there. So pretty okay. And you can get nesting boxes, of course, or build them from wood. But like, I did the math, okay? A piece of plywood to make 3 nesting boxes is over $35. Plus time and screws and etc. I can buy pre-made nesting boxes for, I mean, minimum they're gonna be $10 each. Okay, that's $30 for 3. I need 3 for sure. But some free dresser drawers from a janky dresser is free, and I just cut them up and carved little openings, and there you go. Boom, nesting boxes. So that's where you gotta be frugal and kind of think about, if you see stuff like we just did a spring cleanup where people put stuff on their curb. If you see stuff, you gotta like use your imagination of like, how can I use that? What could that be useful for? Or even think about it ahead of time and then go to like thrift stores or garage sales. Some towns will do spring cleanups where people just put trash outside, you know, and it's just furniture and couches and miscellaneous wood and all kinds of shit. I've gotten some great shit from that. So like this carpet. When you're doing something big like this, you could for sure spend like, you know, hundreds of dollars just on materials. And then you have to think about like, you're gonna end up spending money via your time. So you gotta factor that in. I did most of this in basically one day. And then one day after work, I did the roof. And then I did the final things 2 days ago, which only took me like an hour or 2. So once I did the final, like the first big day, it was kind of like all uphill from there. No, it was all downhill from there. It was all really easy. So my 2 tips is A, be on the lookout for shit you can reuse, like furniture, like paneling, like of course pallets are like your best friend with stuff like this. Pallets are such great, especially when they're heat treated, really great outdoor types of like framework. Basically that's what the pallets did, is they're my framework, which means like I saved hundreds of dollars in like 2x4s and stuff like that for this. And then tip number 2 is build it where you want it. Okay, if you're building something fucking big, build it where you want it. This might be one of the heaviest, biggest things I've built, honestly. So didn't think about that. And now it weighs probably a good 200 pounds. So yeah. I will, when it's nicer and my birds are kind of coming outside, I will show more of that. But otherwise, I tried to get some shots of the interior before it just was pouring. And then once it's all painted and moved in place and everything, you'll get more footage of that. But for things that are outside, like garden beds, chicken coops, garden sheds, you know, raised boxes, benches, I've done all kinds of stuff with pallets. And honestly, like, it's a really great way of saving you fucking money. Because even now, wood is so expensive. If you're buying plywood or thick paneling, engineered paneling, you know, you're easily going to spend a few $100s just on materials, and then you have to spend the time doing it. So weigh all your options, be willing to go and scavenge, and be patient with yourself of getting all your materials. I'd had all these pallets just waiting for me to use for a number of months, and I knew I was going to use them for this, basically. So I hope you guys are staying dry, geez, and please bear with me. I am getting more pregnant, and it definitely means that I can't do as much like physical labor type things because my back hurts, and also I'm trying to be working more to prepare, so then I don't have to work so much. I really do appreciate all the support. I love that I'm now over 2,000 subscribers. That means a shitload to me. So keep watching, keep subscribing. I promise I will keep making stuff. Don't worry, Beth the Builder, as a parent, as a mom, will not let you down. I promise, even if I'll be slower. Check out these places, Etsy, Patreon. Otherwise, just, you know, like and subscribe. Keep watching. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.